Hey everybody, it's GomblinX and welcome back to some more Magic Arena. Today I'll be playing the brand new Neon Arcade event. This is a unique Alchemy Singleton format where each player gets their own high score emblem. That makes it so whenever you cast a spell with mana value greater than anything you've cast before it, you will get a treasure token out of the high score emblem. And that will only trigger once per turn, so you can't double up your spells and get a ton of treasure in one turn, but it's still going to keep you fueled to make sure you have the mana to cast your late game giant spells or the mana fixing you need to cast whatever spells you want with those treasure tokens. The prizes in this event will be escalating prizes, including soft glow card styles. Even if you immediately lose the event, you will get one soft glow card style. All of the card styles in this event are rare and mythic rare cards, so individually buying any rare soft glow card style would cost you 3,000 gold or 600 gems. So no matter what, if you were already looking to try to purchase all these card styles individually, you're going to get a bit of a discount, even if you just lose every single round. And if you manage to win every round, you're getting a massive discount. You're getting all of your gold back, and you're getting 3 card styles. And again, even at one win, getting a pretty good discount on those card styles. So if you're somebody who likes the cosmetics and is really wanting to collect all the soft glow styles, this event's a pretty good deal in general. If you don't care about cosmetics at all, maybe it's a fun event to try one time like what I'll be doing here, but you are not getting a ton of gold back. You only break even or higher if you get a 4-win run. So here is Blade of the Oni, which is a good example of what the soft glow card styles we're competing for look like. This is one of the cards you could get at random. And as you can see, if I go ahead and look at something like Tribute to Hirobi here, which is not included in the event, any rare soft glow card style will cost you 3,000 gold or 600 gems individually. So because the event is all rares and mythics, if you're planning on buying them individually, pretty good deal here. All right, so looking at the cheapest way to get the other soft glow card styles, the ones that are not unique to the event, you can see that you're getting 7 rare/mythic card styles for 11,000 gold. So if you have not even a decent win rate in the event, if you have a win rate at all in the event, then you're getting even a better deal than that. If you can consistently get at least like 1 win, you're getting 2 card styles every time you enter, which means that, let's say you enter 5 times and you get 1 win every single time. You enter the first 4 times, you've got 8 card styles total. The 5th time you're entering for free because you've gotten at least 500 gold each time because you get 500 gold for 1 win. And then at the 5th entry, that's when you've got 10 total card styles, and you got 10 card styles for only 8,000 gold versus 7 card styles for 11,000 gold. So yeah, really not hard for this event to be a good deal if you're somebody who wants to collect all the card styles. So with all the talk about the value and the card styles out of the way, let's just take a look at the deck we'll be running for the actual gameplay of this event. We're going to be playing a pretty basic mono green stompy deck. Just wanted to make sure to have a deck that has a nice curve of cards at various mana costs. You definitely want, if you're an aggressive deck at all, to have a lot of 1 mana cards and 3 mana cards. I could even see potentially, and I'm probably going to do it right now, putting in another 1 mana card and cutting one of these 2 mana cards. I'll put the Outland Liberator in the sideboard so we can pull that out with our Grizzled Huntmaster when we want to destroy an artifact or enchantment. Anyways, back to the kind of deck idea here. Any aggressive deck, as I said, you want a lot of 1 mana and 3 mana cards because on turn 1, you will be getting a treasure token because a 1 mana value card will be the highest mana cost spell that you've cast all game. So if you can guaranteed get a treasure token turn 1, that means on turn 2, you can easily just jump up and cast a 3 mana card. Once you cast that 3 mana card on turn 2, you will have used that treasure token, but you'll get a replacement for it, meaning that on turn 3, you have 3 lands and 1 treasure token to play a 4 mana card. Turn 4, you have 4 lands and a treasure token to play a 5 mana card, and turn 5, you have 5 lands and a treasure token to make a 6 mana card. So basically you can kind of skip your 2 drops if you're lucky with a 1 mana card turn 1, and from that point on you just get to keep playing your cards 1 turn earlier than you would normally. 3 mana cards with only 2 lands on board, 4 mana cards with only 3 lands on board, and so forth. So pretty aggressive, pretty classic, pretty standard mono green stompy deck here. Pretty much all of these cards should be relatively recognizable to anybody who's played against mono green stompy in Standard or Alchemy, except for some of the additions that are just because I think they're kind of fun, like Hollowhenge Wrangler. That's unique to Alchemy. You can discard your lands if you're flooding out late game to just get a bunch of Hollowhenge beasts in hand and drop a bunch of 5/5s. So yeah, very, very standard deck here. Should be a lot of very recognizable cards here. Without further ado, with that short little explanation of what you want to be doing in this format out of the way, let's get into the gameplay. Here we are in round 1 of the Neon Arcade, and this is a very keepable hand. We have a 1-drop turn 1 to get our treasure token, and then we can play a 3-mana card turn 2. We even have the Grizzled Huntmaster to pull any creature we want out of our sideboard. We have a little bit of a sideboard package for the Grizzled Huntmaster for whatever we're playing against. So probably not going to drop that down turn 2, probably just play the Hinterland Chef so we can keep our Grizzled Huntmaster in case our opponent plays a good artifact or enchantment, pull out our artifact enchantment removal. If we want to just get a big bomb creature late game, we can pull something like that out from our sideboard. We'll see what we want to do here. I think I want to just play a Hinterland Chef here. Get another treasure token, draft a food creature. So, I like Death Bonnet Sprout. It's fun when it flips into the 3/3 that keeps getting bigger. Scurrid Colony is interesting too. Highland Game, when we sacrifice it, we gain 4 life, or 5 life, because we sacrifice it as the food for 3, plus 2 when it dies. So that's kind of cute, but I think I like Death Bonnet Sprout here, especially because we're probably playing Grizzled Huntmaster next turn, so then we have the mana to play Huntmaster and the Sprouts, or of course, I guess it wouldn't matter what we drafted off the Hinterland Chef if we want to just exile the Death Bonnet Sprout to pull something out of our sideboard with Grizzled Huntmaster. That's certainly a possibility. Captain Eberhart from our opponent, and they'll get their first treasure token. That's a double striker that is going to make all the spells that they draw each turn cost 1 less to cast. Everything that we draw per turn costs 1 more to cast, so pretty annoying card there. I think I'm just going to head straight into combat here and just send in. If they want to block, we can trade our pack leader into Eberhart with a Snakeskin Veil. And I think it's worth the 2-for-1 trade here just to get rid of that pretty annoying taxing effect. We can also just cast this Death Bonnet Sprout instead of Huntmaster and keep our treasure token, so we have 5 mana next turn. We're getting pretty close to Caretaker, but I think I'm going to go for Huntmaster. Let's see what's in our sideboard here to pick up. We'll have 4 mana next turn. I like Augur of Autumn here pretty well. I wish I had a 4 mana card. We have 5 mana cards, which could still be helpful. Cultivator Colossus is like our big game ender if we want that late game. 2 ways to blow up artifacts or enchantments here, but it's not really necessary. Shigeki's like a big return a bunch of stuff from your graveyard spell. I think it's Augur of Autumn or one of the 5 drops here. I'll grab an Augur of Autumn. We'll have Coven when we cast the Augur, and we don't have the mana to cast a 5-drop next turn anyway. So Augur of Autumn with Coven is always going to be very good, letting us cast any creature or land from the top of our library. Luminarch Aspirant. So nice, just Boros aggressive deck here. Luminarch Aspirant and Rabbit's Battery. Looks like neither of us are going to be getting a treasure token for a little while here. Sculptor of Winter on top. Let's just play our Florahedron tapped, so we can play an untapped land next turn. They can double block one of these to kill it. It would be a 2-for-1 trade. Pretty fine with that. So we just attack, and they are down to 8. Ooh, really fancy Sokenzen. Very nice. Gold Span Dragon coming on down and giving them a treasure token. Gold Span Dragon going to be really good in this format. Those treasure tokens sacrifice for double mana with a Gold Span Dragon out. They'll go ahead and cast a Skyclave Apparition off it as well, get rid of our Hunt Master, looks like. Just want to defend themselves when they're down to 8 here. Ooh, Essica's Chariot on top. We can't cast that though, because it's technically not a creature, it's a vehicle. Yeah, things are starting to run away from us a bit here. Probably should have just kept the treasure token aside to get the Caretaker out earlier. So we are getting beat up very much in the sky. The Luminarch Aspirant is making sure they've got quite a lot of big stuff to block on the ground. Lizard Blades as well. That is the new Soft Glow card style from this event. Absolutely adorable. Gonna go on to the Gold Span Dragon and shred our soul. Hitting us with one more attack will be lethal here. Land on top for Caretaker. Another land is not going to do it for us. We attack all, block, 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 die to Gold Span Dragon. No reach or removal drawn that game, unfortunately. Could have pulled out an Ashaya. We would have had a way to block there, but kind of dumped my pack leader out a bit early. Here we are in round 2 of the Neon Arcade. Ascendant Pack Leader and Ranger class, 2 very powerful cards that will allow us to just bank the 2 treasure tokens for when we draw a large card later. So pretty happy with this start. Could even go Pack Leader into Ranger class into Clear Shot and have 3 treasure tokens at the ready for the future. Opponent starts with Battlefield Raptor. Definitely another aggressive strategy. I expect pretty much every deck here in this format to be quite aggressive with the way that this emblem works. Control decks just do not function very well in this format. You have to be the kind of deck that's going to be casting a card pretty much every turn to get value off of this emblem. And a lot of control decks will sit there for a little while, waiting for a good 3-for-1 off a Wrath effect or something like that. So the only control decks that I could see being pretty viable here would be the kind of like tap out control decks where they're always casting something every turn, even if it's not affecting the board. Like maybe they're just dumping a bunch of mana into drawing some cards or something. Ravenous Pursuit here. Target creature deals damage equals to its power to a creature you don't control. Yeah, that won't be lethal right now, so just Ranger class. Ranger class it up. And I'm just going to keep holding on to these treasure tokens, so again, when we draw into something big, we can just play it very early. Sigarda's Splendor. Whenever they cast a white spell, they gain a life. Beginning of their upkeep, draw a card. If it is greater than the life total they started with. And a Portable Hole, probably exiling our Ranger class, maybe one of our creatures. Ranger class it is. We are definitely getting this Battlefield Raptor out of the way to lower their Sigarda's Splendor. So how do we want to do that? We could play a Geist Pack Alpha now too, which is cool, but not necessary. Blizzard Brawl will work. So we could play Blizzard Brawl into Geist Pack Alpha, but I could also just play Clear Shot, get a treasure token, and then when I play Geist Pack Alpha in the future, get another treasure. If I want to be really greedy, I don't think I want to be that greedy. I could even play Geist Pack Alpha into Ravenous Pursuit, but then I don't have a creature in hand for Ravenous Pursuit anyway. Yeah, I kind of like Blizzard Brawl, Geist Pack Alpha here. Wait, no, Blizzard Brawl isn't enough damage. So we have to Geist Pack Alpha first, and then Blizzard Brawl. Yep, this would be our only choice regardless, because of our powers are just not enough currently. But yeah, now we'll Blizzard Brawl, and we'll do it on the Pack Leader. so we get extra damage in here too. Cool. Hit them down to 15. Alright, well, looks like they're out of creatures for now. All we've got is clear shot, so we just kind of go in. Yep, just removal here. Ganjo, Seat of the Empire to get rid of our Geist Pack Alpha. That'll let us seek a 4-mana card at least. Pick up an Ulvenwald Oddity. Just dump it out for the future. So that we have all our mana up for our removal next turn. Even though it does have haste, so we could still play it next turn and attack with it. It's nice to have the mana to cast both of these and get their creatures out of the way if they play some more. So Crawling Barrens is a blocker that can block as a 2/2 here. They've got the 4 mana to activate it. So even if this card in their hand is not a creature, they've got at least the 1 trump blocker. Environmental Sciences is cast here. Gains a couple life, gets a land. There's a Faceless Haven that does not have haste. They can blow it up with Field of Ruin, and then we'll just get a forest out of it for 8/10. We cannot deal lethal. We're 1 mana off from flipping the Oddity and dealing lethal here. If we clear shot for no targets, then still just put them to 1. Plus it looks like we can't even cast a clear shot unless they have a target on the board. Starnheim Aspirant, making their angels cheaper. But they're kind of out of cards here, so it's not particularly scary. Alright, we're both going to search for a forest now. Oh, well, they'll search for a plains, we'll search for a forest. They're already dead on board, so we'll just send all in. Alright, ooh, turn 1 Tenacious Pup into turn 2 Grizzled Huntmaster does seem particularly nasty here. I don't even know if I want to exile one of the cards in my hand. If I do, maybe Toski, because maybe we just want to pressure for as much damage as possible rather than drawing a bunch of cards. Toski's only a 1/1. Although Toski can't be countered, and they did just play an island. We cast our Huntmaster here. Yeah, I think I'm just going to leave my cards in hand here. Yeah, that's a 5/4 Trample Vigilance on turn 2. Opponent is on blue here. They've played an island so far, so if they're a pretty controlling deck, they're probably not going to be at much of an advantage in this format. Why is maintenance like literally every day now? Yesterday when I was recording Sealed, the same thing came up. Anyways, we'll go Ulvenwald Oddity. As much damage as possible. They can Doomscar us here, but we've still dealt 1,000,000 to them, and we've got more creatures to refuel the board with. Yeah, they're just going to scoop them up immediately here. A ridiculous curve given to us by the high score emblem and those treasure tokens. This hand is definitely slow for this format because we don't get a turn 1 play, but that Unnatural Growth should be quite the finisher here. We're against a blue-white, could be blue-white control. It's usually what I expect from that color pair. Yep. And unfortunately, with a slow start plus a cheap counterspell in their hand, they are going to get value from the high score emblem as well. Yeah, this is looking bad already. Brybridge Tracker is really good in this format, because even just with a treasure token, it's going to be a 4-3. But I think I'm going to go with Hinterland Chef here. So if this resolves, we get multiple cards off of it. Yep. Feels like with the control deck on the play, with the cheap counter spell to counter our first spell, plus fueling up with the treasures to counter everything, have the mana to cast anything in their hand from now on, they're just always going to have more mana to counter and draw with than we have to try to cast things. So I think they've just got it unlocked from that start. It's kind of the reverse curve. It's very obvious when an aggro deck curves off and you can't do much. A control deck gets a little more, you know, questionable. But here it's like, yeah, it's just the control deck curve out basically, where we can't do much. I guess luckily with that one, at least, the divide by 0, we do get to attempt to cast it again. We eat up all our treasures to do that, but we're only 1 mana away from the Unnatural Growth, the most expensive card in our hand. Environmental Sciences from our opponent, they gain a couple life. They have a land for turn plus 5 other cards in hand still. Borrowed Time to get rid of the Huntmaster. Just keep playing it out. Hope they run out of removal and counters at some point. We gotta hope they run out of removal and counters before they just drop a big Planeswalker like a Teferi or something. Drop a Game Ender. Holding all their mana up. There's a Froghemoth. Why can't I cast it? Oh, that's not a treasure, it's a clue. That's why. Alright, send in the Tracker holding up a Snakeskin Veil here. Seems nice. Hullbreaker Horror it is. Didn't even notice they had enough mana for it because of the treasure tokens. Inscription we can't kick. So we can't do anything here. We can... Well, they play it safe anyway. Yeah, I could put 3 counters on the Tracker. That makes it 7 power. It's not quite big enough. Actually, no. Yeah, if they blocked, we could Inscription to have them... Oh, have them fight? Yeah, no, if this just said deal damage, it would work, because we could deal damage and then they would fight in combat, but... That is not what it says. So let's draw a card. So Hullbreaker Horror definitely counts as something big, like a Planeswalker to close out the game, so this is super, super bad. Although bouncing a Brybridge Tracker is pretty fine with us. We'll draw another card off of it at least. We weren't going to love chump blocking with it anyway. See if we can't draw into something. But our opponent has Memory Deluge to draw the best 2 cards from their top 4 now. And there's Teferi as well. So Teferi and Hullbreaker Horror pretty much on lock here.
This is a serious situation. We can still have fun.
We don't really have anything to break out of Teferi Hullbreaker Horror here, so I'm just going to go ahead and scoop them up, and that will end the event here. 2 and 2. We can see what kind of fancy card styles we've got. Definitely got a decent deal out of it. We got 2 card styles and 500 gold back, so 2 card styles for... oh, we got 1,000 gold back, so only 500 gold apiece for these 2 card styles. We'll see what we've got. The Mirror Box, the rare artifact that makes it so the legend rule does not apply, the legendary tribal card here. And then, oh, a really nice card style on the mythic rare explosive singularity, the gigantic fireball you can win out of nowhere with in draft and sealed and all that. Yeah, some pretty fun cards. Explosive Singularity is probably going to be a lot of fun in Historic Brawl as well, because it'd be a really fun card to play in like a Ral Zarek deck, where you can copy your instants and sorceries and you just like 20 somebody out of nowhere. Be really funny, especially with all the cards that can like reduce the cost of your instants and sorceries to make it a little cheaper, because you don't really play a lot of creatures in those kind of decks to tap and help convoke this card. But still really cool cards, really cool card styles in general in that event. So there was a nice little showing of the Neon Arcade event, what you can expect out of it, what prizes are on the line, what general kind of decks are going to play well, really aggressive decks, or if you do go with a controlling deck like our last opponent did, you definitely want to have a lot of cheap counter spells so that you can ramp up your curve as well and keep utilizing those treasure tokens to more efficiently keep the game on lock, just like the aggressive decks use the treasure tokens to more efficiently just curve out and drop big stuff. So yeah, pretty cool event overall. But that is going to end today's video. As always, if you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more like it, just stick around on the channel. I do these near daily. You can also check out my Twitch channel in the link in the description below, where I play on occasion. And yeah, thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon for some more Magic Arena.